I've taught this IELTS writing technique to over 30,000 students, and it really works, and it helps get results like this. So today I'll show you how to write a top-scoring essay step by step from the very first sentence to the final conclusion. And you'll learn to write your essays faster, meet the requirements, and will be able to walk into your exam room with confidence. So let's start with our topic. Some people think that children should start school at a very early age, while others believe they should begin later. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. Well, first of all, what age is early and what age is later? The task doesn't tell us. But I went to school in Kazakhstan when I was 7, while in Britain, children start at the age of 5 or even 4 if they go to preschool. So that's how I'm going to interpret this task. Now, what type of essay is it? We have 5. Advantages and disadvantages, 2 views in your opinion or agree-disagree, 2 direct questions and problem solutions. By the way, I have a free PDF with 5 sample answers, 1 for each type, for you to download. It's linked below. As for our essay, it belongs to the 2 views and your opinion type. And I'd say it's one of the more complex types because we need to cover 3 things. We need to explain or discuss the first view, the second view, and then clearly give our own opinion about those views. Yes, what you think is very important because the examiners check your essay against this requirement. It's Band 7. A clear position is presented throughout the response. To make sure we meet it, we'll follow a simple structure. In the introduction, we'll present the task and state our opinion. Then in the first body paragraph, we'll discuss early schooling. In the second body paragraph, we'll discuss starting later. And when writing your body paragraphs, don't forget to say what you think about those views. And finally, in the conclusion, we'll summarize both sides and restate our opinion. There is no need to be original. You can use this structure for every essay of this type. And the structure guarantees that our ideas are well organized and our essay meets the following requirement. Band 7. Information and ideas are logically organized, and there is a clear progression throughout the response. Now, let's add the essay ideas into this plan. Why do some people support early schooling? Well, they may argue that it makes sure every child begins learning young, even if their parents can't help much at home. It also teaches routine and discipline early. And it helps working families because when children are at school, parents can go to work, right? That's enough. So in the second body paragraph, we'll move to the opposite view, why some believe children should start later. So this side says that children need more time, for example, for emotional and social development. A later start also reduces stress from lessons and tests at a very early age. And it can be claimed that by the age of 6 or 7, children are more ready to focus and enjoy learning, which makes education more effective. So, which view do you support? There is no right or wrong answer. You can even have a balanced opinion, but this is a more advanced way to write an essay, and we do cover it in my courses, but in this video, let's go for simplicity. So I support the second view, starting later. Now, we have everything to write this essay paragraph by paragraph. Let's start with the introduction, and here is the first sentence of the essay. There is ongoing debate about the ideal age at which children should begin formal education. This is a great opening because it paraphrases the task without copying it word for word. And notice how instead of some people think children should start school early, we say there is ongoing debate about the ideal age. So this variety in wording shows flexibility in vocabulary, and the examiners will notice it. Now, the second sentence where we present both sides. Some believe that starting school early ensures a stronger academic foundation, while others argue that a later start is better for their development. Notice the linking phrase while others argue. It helps us show contrast and introduces the two views clearly. And then finally, in the third sentence of our introduction, we write this. While both views have merit, I personally believe that beginning school slightly later leads to better long-term outcomes for most children. So this is the most important sentence in the introduction because it states the writer's opinion directly. It doesn't leave the examiner guessing. We just say, I personally believe. It's very clear, and that's what the examiner wants to see. And that's everything we need in a strong introduction. So let's dive into the first body paragraph. We'll start with the arguments for early schooling. And the first sentence is very important. If you're relatively new to IELTS writing, try to guess what's the purpose of this sentence. Those who support early schooling argue that it ensures every child begins learning at a young age, no matter what kind of support they get at home. This is called a topic sentence. It introduces the main idea of the paragraph clearly. So supporters of early schooling want children to start early. And having one central idea in each paragraph is something examiners look for. There is even a requirement that reads, each paragraph has a clear central topic, and you need that for Band 7. Now, the second sentence where we start developing our ideas. This can help create a more equal starting point for all children when they enter school. This sentence explains why early learning is helpful. It creates fairness among children. And notice the progression. We don't just state the idea in the topic sentence and leave it. We extend it. And that's key for higher bands. For example, a band 9. Ideas are relevant, fully extended, and well supported. Now, the second idea. In addition, early schooling can teach discipline and routine as children get used to following rules and working in groups from an early age. The linking phrase in addition shows progression. Also, the first part of the sentence gives the idea. School teaches discipline. And in the second part, or the second clause, we give an example of following rules and working in groups. So idea is very clear. That's exactly what examiners want to see. Now, the next idea. This may help them behave better and focus more in the classroom. That's a nice extension. It shows a clear consequence of learning discipline and routine, better behavior and focus. Again, that's good development of ideas. And another point. Early school also helps working families by giving children a safe and organized place to stay during the day. This argument is clear and easy to understand. It shows how early schooling benefits not only children, but also parents. And adding perspectives like this makes the essay feel balanced and thoughtful. That's very good for your task response score. But that's what other people think. What do you think? Let me round off the paragraph with a short sentence about my view. However, while these points are useful, I believe they're less important than giving children enough time to grow and develop. This is important because it connects back to my opinion, keeping the position clear. Even when you're presenting the opposite view, you should still remind the examiner what you think. And if you're finding it hard to develop ideas like this, in my writing courses, I walk you through every essay type and show you how to build body paragraphs and give you plenty of practice so you can write strong body paragraphs quickly. I'll leave the links to my academic and general packs below if you'd like to check them out. And now let's move on to the second body paragraph. So we've looked at why some people think children should start school early. What about the opposite view? And remember, this is the view we are supporting in this essay. So here is the topic sentence. On the other hand, many believe that starting school later gives children more time to grow emotionally and develop social skills. Notice the phrase on the other hand. It signals a clear shift in perspective, showing that we are moving to the second view. And the idea itself, giving children more time for growth, is simple but relevant. Our ideas also move step by step with something new in each sentence. Now, the next sentence explaining our topic sentence. Young children gain a lot through play and everyday activities, which help them become more confident and independent. It explains how children grow when they are not in formal lessons yet. And the next idea. A later start also means less stress from lessons and tests at an early age, which helps them enjoy learning more. And this introduces the second argument. We have an interesting structure here. It's called the cause and effect structure. So less stress leads to more enjoyment. So it's good to have this logical progression in your essay. And now the third idea. By the age of 6 or 7, children are usually better prepared to listen, focus, and take part in school lessons. This adds weight to the earlier points and shows that waiting a little longer actually makes school more effective. Now, what would you write about in the last sentence? Just like in the first body paragraph, we want to link it back to our opinion. In my opinion, this makes education more effective and enjoyable, which is more important than starting early. So this opinion not only explains what we think, but it clearly shows why we choose the second view over the first view. And the opinion is present throughout the essay, exactly what a Band 9 requires. The one that reads, a clear and fully developed position is presented which directly answers the question. Now we've covered both sides, the reasons for early schooling and the arguments for starting later. Now we need a strong conclusion. Let's read the first sentence. In conclusion, although early schooling may offer some benefits, I believe that beginning school a little later is better for most children. The first sentence brings everything together. It mentions both views and clearly states our own opinion. Now, the second sentence. It gives them more time to grow, feel ready, and enjoy learning when they finally start. This is a short summary of the main ideas in support of our opinion. So 2 sentences is all we need, one to restate the opinion and one to extend it. Our essay is 315 words long and would get an 8.5. If you're around a band 6 or 7, aim for 270 to 300 words. And the next step is to learn how to write each paragraph for each type of essay, starting with the introduction. And this advanced lesson is a free preview from my courses. And all the courses and the free PDF with 5 sample answers are linked below. Thank you so much for watching me today. Good luck with your preparation and your exam. Bye!